Yes, oh great and mighty Grand Champion! What do you need me to do, Sir Knight? I'm yours to command, Sir Knight. Yes! Oh great and mighty Grand Champion! Is there something you need? Can I carry your weapon? Shine your boots? Back rub, perhaps? Golly, you're the best! I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on. Let's go!
What's up, Rush Bros? Welcome back to How to Elder Scrolls, more specifically, how to accomplish every class in Arena, my little mini-series where I'm going through every class in the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena in alphabetical order and reviewing each class on the UESP and then playtesting them to see how they function in-game and, of course, giving my honest review and, of course, explaining more about how to properly utilize such a class. And in today's episode, we are handling the mighty battle wizards, the mighty destructionists, the all-powerful battle mage. But without further ado, let's get into this. So, the battle mage is the sixth class alphabetically in, well, the class list of the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. They have an E-scaling experience table, and it just so happens that despite the fact that in the last episode we handled the bards, which were the first class that could use magic, this here is going to be the first class that actually is a mage archetype, meaning they actually innately get magic more naturally. Well, anyways, so battle mages, they have an E experience table, meaning that they get very poor experience gains, so you need to do more grinding as a battle mage to actually level up more. They get a D10 hit die, which is the same as bards, meaning that they get pretty good health, like pretty decent for a mage, honestly. Uh, Not very many magic users get hit dies that are a lot higher than a 10, so they're pretty good for a magic user. They get access to every single weapon in the game, which is pretty nice to have. They get up to leather armor, meaning that it's just mediocre armor, not much more. They get up to round shields, which is pretty nice. They get 25% thieving efficiency, which is literally just the same as just about every other class that isn't a thief archetype or specifically Nightblade. And battle mages also get a 1.75 times intelligence spell points, meaning that their spell points are equal to 1.75 times their intelligence, meaning that with 100 intelligence, you get 175 spell points. And you don't get any critical strike chance at all, and you start with a dagger. And now, on to, well, more about the battle mages. Alright, so battle mages are under the mage class archetype. And of course, battle mages are quite potent. There you go. Battle mages. Battle mages are mages trained and bred to manipulate the essence of magic in battle. They are highly skilled at delivering offensive spells at their targets. They have 1.75 times their intelligence and spell points. Certain offensive spells in the Spellmaker are cheaper for a battle mage to purchase. In combat, a trained battle mage has few equals. Advantages: relatively high potential spell point pool with a better than average 1.75 times multiplier. Second highest potential health points gain among the mage classes at a D10. Can use any weapon type. Custom spells with cause disease. Hang on, so all custom spells with cause disease, curse, paralyzation, poison, continuous damage, drain attribute, elemental resistance, and silent spells. All cost less to buy and cast. Disadvantages: custom spells with cure, fortify attribute, heal, and regenerate spell effects costs more to cast and buy. And of course, you can only equip and use bucklers or and round shields, and you can only equip leather armor, which both of these are pretty low tier when it comes to magic users that have a lot of combat capabilities. But you know, it is perfectly fine. They still get every single weapon type in the game, meaning they have access to battle axes and great axes, which are pretty potent. Notes: battle mages, as their name and description suggest, are primarily geared towards offense, both physically and magically, though their defensive abilities are not too shabby for a magic-based class either. Battle mages excel in quickly overpowering enemies through sheer force and before an enemy has chance to react. Thanks to their unique ability to create less expensive custom offensive spells, battle mages can much more easily create highly damaging spells that scale very effectively with level in the spellmaker. While battle mages are less effective in creating and using certain defensive spells in the spellmaker, standard circin standard Cercinet spells can be purchased and cast without this penalty, though they will naturally be less optimized, like all Cercinet spells. Cercinet spells?
Cercinate.
Cercinate. They will naturally be less optimized with all Cercinate spells. And what does Cercinate mean? Okay, rolled up with tip or in the center. For example, the young found a fern. Circular in appearance. Well, anyways, that's everything here in the UESP. I think it's about time we hop in game and see what Battle Mage is actually like in game. Alright, and here we are in class creation. We're going to, of course, going to have to select our class, and of course Battle Mage is the 6th down on the list. And funnily enough, this is the last class we'll be able to select without needing to actually scroll down, and ooh, I'm going to hate that next week. But hey, and we're just going to go ahead and hop in here. And we're of course going to need a pretty good battle mage name. Now, funnily enough, it just so happens that a certain commenter that has been watching my videos actually loves this class, actually finds this to be one of his favorite classes. So today, I think it would be nice just to have an appropriate name, you know? And anyways, we're just going to hop on in. I feel like I would be definitely excited to check out this class. One of my commenters has definitely said that this class is pretty good, so yeah. And of course, if we're going with a battle mage, to pick a race. You know what? We haven't played an Argonian yet. I feel like it would just be fun just to play as an Argonian, just to play as an Argonian. I rarely play as the lizard people anyway, so I feel like it would be nice just to check it out. And now here we go. Let's see here, because our stats should be pretty good, so distribute thy points as needed. So of course we're definitely going to want a few points into intelligence. We're going to get that up to 60. Strength, we're going to have that up to 55. 65 agility is actually pretty good. And we're going to throw the rest into endurance, so that way we have all the health we need. And I think that actually right there, on a first roll, for a first roll before I even decide to re-roll, that is pretty damn good. So Andrew here's going to actually probably take on the game world pretty fast. And I feel like that's a good face. Yeah. Alright. let us hop on in. So here we are. Got our dagger. I do think it's kind of cool that every class does start off with 700 experience just right off the bat. Kind of neat. And of course we're going to grab the key. And just as always, we're going to use the key to open this door. Rush over to this little loot pile right here. And we're going to drop a little scum save. Or a save scum. So we can try and grab... Okay, hang on. A buckler, really? Like, Oh. I looked at the helm for a second. Well, we're going to sit here for a while until we get some actually good equipment. So, see y'all in a sec. Okay, well, we got here a torque and a daikatana, which, you know, are pretty substandard, but, I mean, 3 to 21 damage is better than nothing, and -1 armor rating is better than nothing. I feel like I'll take it. You know, I'll take what I get. Now we're just going to go ahead and drop a save here with our daikatana and torque. And now what I want to do is, since we're still level 1, we saw in the last episode what Fire Dart and Light Heal were like at level 1, and for Battle Mage, oh, okay, so it costs 82 to cast Fire Dart, despite the fact that it's a damage spell, and 70 to cast Light Heal. That is odd, considering we are in fact a battle mage, but hey, maybe as we level up, it'll change? Maybe it just gets cheaper and cheaper as you go through. Now, of course, since we're battle mage, I would like to see, okay. Oh, there's a goblin right here. You can see it because I can click and see it. So we're just going to miss our fire dart shot. Okay. Well, neat. Here's what we're going to do then. We're going to jump over. And we're going to kill both goblins. There we go. Nice. And yeah, it does seem like we can just grind up normally as we usually do. Battle Mage does seem to be set up pretty well. Does seem like we're on top of something. Strange. We've got the niches here. Got the usual rats we gotta clear out from the niches. Some more enemies up ahead as of usual. Let's get out of this crevasse. Even though Argonians can actually swim in those crevasses faster than most other races, which is pretty neat, but kind of subpar for an ability. One of the reasons... Oh, and we got a level up. Nice. Okay, and that's a 5-point level up here. We're going to up our agility to 70. That's pretty good. So that's +4s right there. And let's see here. So we now have +5s on our armor, which is not bad. Let's see what the Fire Dart costs now. So 41 spell points is pretty cheap. And Light Heal only costs 35. Wow. Like, And of course, I should be able to rest up pretty well here. So let's go ahead and drop a save and see about rest scumming a little. Try to... Okay, now that I got some mana in me, I can light heal. And then rest up some more. We got enemies nearby. Apparently not. Huh. Interesting. Alright, well let's go ahead and rest fully so we can grab the first quest objective. And now that we've done that, we can actually go to the place and do the thing. 4 early in the morning, so we're going to rest for another 4 hours. Enemies nearby. Yeah, just give them a little kill and light heal, and then rest until fully healed, I guess. And now it's 9 in the morning. Perfect. So here we are in Black Marsh. Specifically, Rockguard Black Marsh. And of course this place is very watery since it is in fact in Black Marsh. And here we're going to check out a weapon shop and see if we can get some good gear right off the bat. Because hey, maybe we'll just get some good gear, you know? And then we're of course going to head to the first dungeon, check things out, see about creating some new spells, because it does seem like custom spells are what are probably affected more than just anything else. So let's go ahead and sell our dagger off. And let's see here, I'm definitely, ooh, 244 gold to play with. Yeah, I could probably buy a full leather set. I mean, leather isn't necessarily the best set in the game, but oh wow. This isn't even a full set. Here, we're going to go look for a full set of leather before we try buying. Like, we need to find... I don't think I've ever seen a weapon shop sell less than a full set of leather before. That's actually kind of crazy. Just to see that. But yeah, let's go ahead and rush around. Maybe we'll find another weapon shop around here eventually. Looks like we got plenty of taverns around here. Not very many weapon shops, huh? Wow. Okay. There are definitely a lot of taverns here, and definitely not a lot of weapon shops. That is for certain. Holy crap, like... How many taverns does a place need? You know, like... Hey, we found the Mage's Guild. Crazy that we found that before a secondary weapon shop. You know what? Here, we're going to drop a save and see what kind of spells we can work on with the Mage's Guild. Because, I mean, it would be nice to see how cheaply we can make some good destruction spells before we decide to embark on our quest. Because, I mean, we can get some good destructive spells set up. Yeah, so... Let's see here. Wow. What kind of Mage's Guild is this? It's kind of laggy, isn't it? Like, is it just me, or is this Mage's Guild, like, kind of jittery? Ah, there we go. Now, let's go ahead and see the Spellmaker. So we do have 244 gold to play with. We're definitely going to need to mess with stuff more once we go into a actual place. Let's see what cure is like. So if we get, say, just cure disease, yeah, so that costs 120 gold, costs 30 to cast. Let's go ahead and delete the cure. And if we placed cause, you know, like just a basic cause disease, then that costs only 60 gold and 15 to cast. So, you know, it's definitely a significant difference. We're going to go ahead and make a damage spell. Damage health, we're going to make it have an increase of 5 to 8 per level, 1 to 2 at there. That's only going to cost 25 gold just normally. We're going to make this a shock. That's actually pretty good. So here, one target on touch. We can actually do one target at range. That would up it to 37. You know, that's not bad. If we do it centered around caster, that's only 50 to cast. Only costs 200 to create this spell. I do believe this would be a really nice spell just for our battle mage to just generically have. We're going to call this repel, or actually, yeah, just repel, or, hang on, I'm going to call this Here, we're just going to call this self-destruct. There. Self-destruct. And we're going to buy that spell. Meaning that we're only going to have 44 gold to our name. However, we now have a self-destruct spell, which is pretty nice. Of course, I could probably make a shield spell, but we're going to worry about shield spells later. For now, we need to head to Rahad, so that way we can start the main quest and test out how potent the Battle Mage really is. And of course, we're definitely going to need to level up once we get to that first dungeon. At least a couple of times. We're going to have to do our basic grinding session, and we're going to have to get stuff going, you know? And of course, it is dark. So here, we're actually going to head out of the city. And let's see here, it's currently 6 in the evening. Let's camp for 3 hours. And no enemies? Okay, cool, cool. Now we're going to camp for another 12 hours. Just got some basic goblins. Not bad, not bad. It's 2 at night, so we're going to camp for another 6 hours. It's nice and daytime now. Alright, let's go speak to old Queen Blue Bumpka. Alright. Man, the music in this game is great. Anyways. We're gonna head to old Queen Blue Bumpka, gain access to Stone Fort, and then we're going to go raid that place, grab some magic items, return back here to a gear shop, sell stuff, gear up, make new spells, test out my self-destruct feature, see how strong it actually is, and yeah, I think this this character might actually be pretty potent. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the location. There we go, Stone Keep is now unlocked. Alright. Okay, this guard doesn't want me to leave to Stone Keep. He's like, "Hold, I never seen an Argonian like you before. Why's your hair blue?" Anyways. Let's hop on over to Stone Keep. And let's just see how potent this class really is. We got our Dia Katana out. We're going to drop a save right here. Alright, alright. Let's go ahead and kill some rats. I don't think we need to use I don't think we need to use our self-destruct on rats. 11 gold, that's basically nothing treasure-wise. We will test out self-destruct on the wolves, though. See how strong it actually is there. We're getting nothing but gold, though, as of the moment. Which, you know, isn't bad, but isn't the best. And it seems I've triggered the goblin spawn, so it's not going to spawn wolves. Huh. I would have swore it was going to spawn wolves. Guess maybe because I triggered the goblin spawn, it ain't going to summon wolves now. Strange. That is genuinely strange. Okay, well, here. We're going to, I guess, refresh this area. Oh, got more goblins. We're getting some experience. Of course, with E-scaling and our experience, we're going to be leveling up pretty slowly, so I don't have any high hopes on leveling up very quickly. We're going to pop over to Rahad. That's going to load a bit. And then we're going to immediately head right back to Stonekeep. And that's going to reset everything. Here we go. And let's go ahead and drop another save. Kill both these rats. Kill this rat. Level up again. Nice. Another 5-point level. The game seems to like me today. So yeah, I can throw another 5 points into intelligence. That will give us up to 113 spell points. So you can already see that we're getting some good spell points here. And let's see what our spells look like so far. So 27 to cast fire darts. It's 33 to cast light. It's 33 to cast self-destruct. So that's not much for. That's not a lot more expensive than the fire dart spell. And of course, I need to actually go out and go into light heal. 23 for light heal. Hang on, it's 27. Wow, like it seems like healing spells are getting cheaper than the destruction spells, at least for the starting spells. So I guess either they're bugged or they just don't exactly calculate the same. You know, maybe it's just for custom spells specifically for the battle mage and healer and night blade, because I know those three have different like cheaper spells and more expensive spells kind of things, where some spells are cheaper to cast and cheaper to make, and then other spells are more expensive to cast, more expensive to make. It's kind of just a bit of a format. And it seems kind of consistent too. And of course there's no wolves still. Let's test self-destruct. Yeah, of course that would destroy them instantly. So yeah, self-destruct does some decent damage. We're gonna go ahead and light heal, I guess. And then I suppose we could pop into our usual room here, so it can heal up. Maybe this will allow the wolves to spawn in. Oh, we got enemies nearby now. The question is, what kind of enemies? We got wolves! Alright, let's test self-destruct. Oh, it only killed one of them. So the rest of the wolves we actually have to kill. Huh. And of course we still got wolves around here. Okay, well that sucks. But hey, managed to kill them all, right? Yeah, the wolves in this area are done. They're done dealt with. 11 hours to actually fully heal. That's ridiculous. But hey, at least we fully healed, and I guess self-destruct isn't quite as potent as I originally thought. At least not quite yet. Let's of course reload this area. It's not giving us a lot of good luck. I think we just grabbed like, what, 6 loot piles that were all just gold? So yeah, let's go ahead and reload Stonekeep again. Hopefully we get more magic items. I mean, like, another like, I would love this class to actually get some good luck so I can actually gear up enough to, like, properly show off this class and review it more efficiently. But, like, you know, 6 gold pieces, like, okay, you know what, Andrew? Oh wow, and I'm diseased, of course. I'm sorry, but like, okay, an amulet, hang on. And a mark, we can sell the mark, okay. This class is getting terrible luck. Oh, it's a -4. Nice. Oh yeah, Seems we're diseased. That's draining our strength. So yeah, we have swamp rot. So that's not good. But hey, we leveled up. Maybe that'll reset every... 5 more points. Good lord. Here, let's see here. We'll throw them... Oh boy, where to throw them now? Here, we'll throw them into strength. Increase our damage. There we go. And I think that got rid of the swamp rot stats. Which I think is funny that I'm an Argonian and I got swamp rot of all diseases. Like, I think the game just hates the fact that I chose an Argonian, and of course I just took a whole bunch of damage there. Let's go ahead and light heal. And man, it just seems like this class is pretty well centered. I mean, despite the fact that I'm not armored at all, I can still do some good damage and stuff. I mean, these diseases, they usually wear off in Arena, because, like, diseases in Arena aren't exactly as bad as they are in Daggerfall. They are rough in Daggerfall. You can actually die just traveling from one area to another. But in Arena, it seems like, oh, consider your condition, you may not survive the journey. Will we survive? What's my stats like? Ooh, willpower's 34. So it does seem to be damaging our attributes. 240 at night. Okay, neat. So, wait, what? Did my swamp rot, like, wear off? Why? Why did my attributes shoot back up? Like, okay, you see what I mean? Like, like I'm diseased, but it only matters when you travel, and then it kind of just wears off. Like, the stuff just wears off randomly. Like, it's kind of, you know. I mean, I saw that it was a disease. Let's go to a temple and see if I can get cured. Like, this is crazy. This is like the first time I've actually seen, you know, and it's funny. My favorite class doesn't really deal with this problem all too often, because it just so happens that my favorite class is the healer. So, you know, you get cheaper cures, so I just always have, like, a cure-all just on my person. And, for the battle mage, getting cured is a little more expensive. Oh, wow. Not bad. There we go. We're cured. I mean, it's kind of annoying that it had a pop-up, I guess. I mean, how much gold do I have on my person now? 292? Yeah, not like... I'm trying. I'm trying. I guess this game just has the worst luck with me in this class for whatever reason. But hey, it's not a bad class. It just seems like I have terrible luck at the moment. You know what? I do have like a 44 luck, so I guess that's on me. Maybe that has something to do with it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back in it. We're going to go ahead and drop another save. Let's see if we can actually get some good stuff. And of course we're going to have to kill these rats before we get swamp rot again, apparently. Got another mark. We can sell the mark. I completely forgot to sell the other mark. But hey, we are getting some gear, at least. A torque buckler. Plate gauntlets. We can sell the gauntlets. I think the buckler, yeah, it's Daikatana, so... yeah. So we got 2 marks. This torque is better, being a -3. So now we have -1s across the board, despite having no armor whatsoever, which is not bad. Honestly, not bad at all. Oh yeah, and let's check our spell cost. So, Fire Dart only costs 20. Light Heal only costs 17. Like, there it is again. And Self-Destruct only costs 25. Like, not bad. Like, the Self-Destruct is a big AoE that costs 5 points less than the main damage source that I have aside from it. And it seems the wolf spawn is just... Oh! Here we go, we got these guys again. Self-destruct. Yeah, like it barely costs anything now. And I can just... Oh, there we go. Wolves. Self-destruct. See, like that at least does significant enough damage to kill at least a bunch of enemies around me, so like... It's not a bad spell to have on your person. I mean, it does do some decent damage. Like, I'm only level 4, so the spell isn't going to be as strong as it would be in later levels, but just at level 4 itself, it does at least 21 damage, and that's good enough, honestly. Yeah, but we need to, I guess, head back to town, sell up some of these marks, see if we can gear up some more. You know, just trying to... Oh yeah, and I can sell that other torque. Of course, it's nighttime, so here, we're going to head back to Stone Keep. We're going to grab those loot piles once more before heading back out. Alright, bracelet and long sword, a long sword. Let's see here. So, long sword, oh, that's not bad. It's an enchanted long sword. I guess I could, let's see here. So, Daikatana, 3 to 21 versus 2 to 16. Yeah, I'll sell the long sword. Bracelet, -2 armor rating, not bad. Now I got -3s across the board just by wearing nothing. Like, that's actually kind of funny. Yeah. Oh god. Got more rats on us. Got a mace. We can sell the mace. Got another Daikatana. Is this an enchanted Daikatana? Let's see here. Nope, just a regular old Daikatana. Okay. Well, it seems like we got enough gear to head out and, I guess, sell up and stuff. Alright, back to Rahad. Let's see what kind of gear and enchantments, gear and spells we can get on our person at this current level. Just with some light grinding. Because it does seem like spells are pretty cheap, at least the destruction spells. Though I will say that the battle mage doesn't exactly have as many spell points as my favorite class. But hey, we got a mage's guild right here. And if I remember correctly, we got some equipment stores right over here. Here's an equipment store. The basic merchandise. The basic merchandise, okay. The C looked like an E. Oh well. Let's go ahead and sell up our junk and gunk. So we're going to sell the plate gauntlets. We're going to sell the buckler. You know, just sell everything for its basic price. Longsword, 571. Yeah, we're going to sell everything for its basic price just because I feel like it'd be cool just to do that and see how far we can get without needing to barter, you know. Of course, I could get a lot more gold if I do decide to barter, but, you know, it is what it is. Mark 356. This mark is 712. And we got this torque, which is 93. Not bad, not bad. Alright, let's get us a full suit of leather armor now. So let's see here. We got a leather cuirass. That's only 25 gold. Let's get a helmet. 20 gold. Let's get greaves. 20 gold. Let's get boots. 15 gold. Let's get leather pauldron right. Just a little bit more. That was 15 gold. Leather pauldron left. 15 gold. And finally, leather gauntlets. 15 gold. And let's see what kind of weapons this guy has available. If any. If any. It looks like an ebony battle axe. Okay. Well, you know what? Here, if y'all ever want a really good weapon for any class that can use axes, or specifically battle axes, go to Rahad and go behind the Mages Guild. And if you have 10,000 gold, then you can get a pretty good weapon. I think that's one of the best weapons in the entire game. So hey, you know what? If this character was grinded up enough to have 10,000 gold from Stonekeep, in fact, tell you what, if you grinded this character out at Stonekeep for, say, oh, let's see here, I just got 2,000 gold there just for a couple of minutes of grinding, an hour to 2 hours. If you grind Stonekeep for an hour or 2 hours, then you can at least get a ebony battle axe from right behind the Mages Guild. Oh no, yeah, let me drop a save here, I guess. And let's see here, maximum spell points is 113. Not bad, not bad. Let's go ahead and check out the Spellmaker. And let's see what kind of effects I can get now. So let's see here. Continuous damage is honestly pretty bad. I'm going to get a Create Shield spell though, because I feel like it's now time to get a good Create Shield spell. And I feel like we have enough gold, we can get one that, we could probably get one that would do a lot more. I mean, we get like, what, 112? So let's go ahead and modify this. If we do 15 points per level, ooh, we can definitely keep increasing this by a good amount, can't we? 20 per level is definitely, yeah! Okay, so let's see here, wow. That's 85 extra hit points. So, yeah. Like, that's a really good spell right there. Okay, let's see here, and then I guess we could probably get some other spells. We could drain attributes, transfer, fortify, okay, let's see here. Because we can get a good light spell, I guess. Create one that just has 5 duration. We'll just up the duration to 15. Let's see here, 43 points isn't bad. So this here's going to be 003. This here's just going to be Lantern. Gah! Alright. And now, we got a pretty good spell list. We still have 1,000 gold to play with. Let's see here. I guess another damage spell. One that damages health. We're going to have one that does a bit more damage than our basic. This is going to be for some bigger enemies. And that's barely going to put a dent in our... Good lord. So here, this is going to be... Ooh, what to make it, actually? I guess, you know, poison. Poison's a very fun effect. Yeah, and poison basically affects everything, too. especially in the later levels. And I know that from experience here. We're going to modify this even further. There we go. That should definitely put a dent into some health pools. I mean, you know, that should definitely be some pretty good damage right there. Yeah, so this here is going to be just gas. You know, gas. Alright. And yeah, I think that's enough spells to do what all we need to do to fully gear up and stuff. So yeah, let's see here. We're going to, of course, equip all of our leather equipment. That's going to bump us up to -6 on our armor rating, which is very good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and head back to Stone Keep now and see just how far we can absolutely tear a hole now that we've grinded up and got some good gear. Just within a few minutes, let's see how far of a hole we can grind through Stone Keep. We can probably get all the way to the end of this dungeon. Of course, I already got the speedrun strat down and yada yada. Let's go ahead and heal up here. Yep, here. There, just 2 self-destructs was enough to take out whoever this guy was. Looks like he was a thief. Huh. And here we're going to just light heal. And we're going to heal back up. And yeah, it seems like we definitely have enough set up to deal with just about everything. That was a Nightblade. That guy could have done some damage if we didn't rush him. And yeah, we're melting some of these bandit enemies that would absolutely melt most of our other characters that we've reviewed so far. There are more enemies nearby? Oh, look. Another rogue, huh? Well, he didn't stand a chance. Here, let's go ahead and light heal a couple of times. Yeah, it just seems like we can really just grind up as much as we want over here. And this will definitely get a lot of XP for you. You know, like, grinding away from a bed or a crevice that allows you to safely heal is not really recommended unless you have a good enough class that can just do it to grind for XP. Because, you know, when enemies keep rushing at you like this, then you can just get a lot of experience like that. Like, look at that, another level of experience. So that's 3 points, not the greatest, but hey, we can throw this into endurance. Not bad, not bad. And let's see how cheap our spells are. So now, so Fire Dart is only 16 spell points. Light Heal is only 14 spell points. Self-Destruct is only 20 spell points. It seems like that's the cap. Armor is only 90 spell points now. That's the powerful spell we just made. Lantern is 35. And Gas, and Gas is only 27. Let's see here. So, yeah, we can definitely get some good setup here. So, armor, that just gave us a whole lot of extra health, and now we have even more health for exploring this dungeon, which means some more survivability without needing to really do much. And I think we are losing some health from this bandit here, but probably not that much. That was just a thief. And yeah, we can just fully heal up. And now we can, I guess, just lantern. There we go. That's going to be up for the next however long. We can see very far now. And let's go ahead and grab loot piles. We're going to take the usual route we usually do to see if we can get past the skeletons, the ghouls, and of course obtain the first little major MacGuffin. And if we can do that, then, you know, this is definitely a very good class. Bracers, longsword, a belt. I don't think we've gotten a belt yet, so let's see what the belt does. The belt is a -4. So there we go, -10s across the board. Not bad, not bad. We're definitely plowing through this. Let's see here. No wolves. No wolves. But hey, there was a goblin there. Sure took him out. And here, let's see here, because we got 78 points. Let's go ahead and fully heal up here. Enemies nearby. Would that be the wolves? We got wolves. Okay, let's see here. Will self-destruct work? Self-destruct kills basically all of them, or at least most of them. We'll test out poison on these skeleton bones, because it might just destroy them. With how much magic damage it does. With how much damage it actually does. Let's see here. So we're going to armor up. Fully heal. Alright, and now, let's go ahead and drop another save. Let's go ahead and lantern. And let's go ahead and jump on through here. Got a skeleton. Let's go ahead and gas him. The gas absolutely destroyed him. Would self-destruct work? Yeah, you see, self-destruct isn't quite as dangerous as gas. Gas just one-shots him. That is ridiculous. But of course, gas does take a lot of spell points. And it does seem like we have a lot of skeletons here. But of course, we also have a lot of health. And it looks like we're just now starting to get into that health. So yeah, these skeletons do in fact deal a lot of damage. But it just so happens that Andrew here does a lot of damage himself, and we're getting close. And died. Huh. Wow. We actually died to skeletons. Huh. Let's rewind. Play that again. Let's see here. So we're going to have armor, lantern up so we can actually see. It seems like self-destruct isn't quite as dangerous. At least not as dangerous as gas. Let's see here. It does seem like I can destroy my way through a few skeleton bones. Let's see here. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So it does seem like these skeletons can give us a little bit of a problem. Well, that's fine. Perhaps if I played things slow, I could just take them out one at a time. And perhaps I can even destroy them from an area where they can't necessarily destroy me. Because, you know, let's see here. Because we do have a skeleton right here. A lot more are going to spawn in. And I think this one, you can just get into reach. But maybe, just maybe, you can fire dart him. these skeletons do some nasty damage, though. But of course, you can do some nasty damage to the skeletons as well, so it's kind of a 50-50 split. And we just got another level. Alright, 3 points to spend. Let's throw it into endurance. There we go, 60 endurance, not bad. And let's see here. What are our spells looking like? Fire Dart, 13 spell points. Light Heal, 11 spell points. That's ridiculous. Self-Destruct, 16 spell points. Armor, 75 spell points. And mind you, we're level 6 now, and this is 20 points per level. Good lord. Lantern, 29 spell points. Gas, 22 spell points. And we have 113 spell points to play with still. Yeah, so we can definitely erase pretty well. Let's go ahead and hop over here. Let's go ahead and rest on up, heal up. Looks like that guy was a spell sword. That could have been pretty bad pretty quick. But here, let's armor up, heal up. Let's go ahead and fire dart you. Oh wow. You see, target spells in this game don't seem to exactly be the strongest. I honestly don't like the target spells. I do like the on-area target spells, though. But those are really only good in the late game once you get the ability to, like, have 100% absorption to everything and whatnot. But yeah, we can definitely erase some of these enemies here as we just heal up. Seems like we got enemies somewhere else. Looks like there's an orc over there. Let's see if we can fire dart him. Okay, I mean, like, fire dart just doesn't like hitting. There we go. You have to aim very far up, it looks like, with target spells. That's actually kind of ridiculous. Oh god! Wow. This guy's the ultimate stealth archer. Where was this guy when I made the stealth archer video? Holy crap. Dude was so hidden, he just popped in out of nowhere. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Guess we can keep resting up. Seems we've got an enemy somewhere. But of course I'm not seeing this enemy anywhere. Strange. Here, let's lantern. Oh, there he is. Yeah, like, look at this. I can aim pretty far up, but not really too far up. And I can just barely... It doesn't seem to be doing anything. I think it's maybe hitting, but just not actually damaging enough. You know, it's really hard to tell with magic in this game. I guess it is enough damage, it's just... I can barely tell. And we got more enemies, just... You know, bring on the enemies, I guess. This is at least going to level us up even further. Okay, but where? But where, though? Here, we got a lantern up again. Oh, Wow, way down there? Really? A rogue? Okay. Let's aim right here. That is a really far distance, isn't it? But hey, we sniped him. Good lord, I cannot believe the rogue actually spawned all the way on the ghoul island. Oh, we got a mage! These guys are a rare NPC, a rare bandit. It's rare that you see just a basic mage. Here we go, armor back up. Good lord, like, just basic enemies everywhere, just constantly attacking Andrew here. There we go. Man, that was actually quite time consuming. But hey, there we go. Now we can probably drop a save and see how far we can actually go through these ghouls. Probably gonna tear through them. Let's see here. Does seem like we got a couple of ghouls here. Managed to take out both of them. Nice, nice. Here, let's see what gas is like on them. Okay, gas was resisted. What about self-destruct? Self-destruct was not resisted. Does look like, sadly, that we got, yeah, failed the lock, you know, here, break it open. It does sadly look like we lost our shield pretty quick, so, you know, these ghouls do, in fact, deal a lot of damage. But hey, not bad, since we could just rush right through them, and I mean, we just got to the area, we got all sorts of equipment too. So yeah, we just got the next MacGuffin. If we really wanted to, we could take this back, try and hand it in, yada yada. But yeah, I do believe that's going to be a good place to wrap it up. So I mean, Battle Mage, honestly, kind of surprised me. You know, I never really checked out Battle Mage until now, and I mean, it's definitely a pretty good class. Definitely a pretty good magic user. It's just not quite as potent as another magic user class that I main in this game, and that I really love dearly. In fact, I did my full playthrough on YouTube as that class, so if you're a fan of my channel, a long-time fan, you would know exactly what class I'm talking about and exactly who I was playing as. But yeah, so Battle Mage, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10, honestly. Like, it's definitely not a bad class. Like, you get leather armor, that's what bumps it down a little bit, is the fact that you're a warrior class that doesn't exactly get up to chain armor. I feel like if Battle Mage had chain armor, which would provide even further of an armor rating, because like chain gives off, I think leather gives -3, I think chain gives -5, which, you know, that extra -2 does make enough of a difference that I feel like it's actually worth it. Yeah, so if the Battle Mage could wear chain, and if the Battle Mage had a ×2 magic, a ×2 spell point multiplier instead of a times 1.75, then I would feel like the Battle Mage would be a full 10 out of 10, but without setup, yeah, solid 9 out of 10. It's definitely a pretty good class. A really good class. It's just lacking in some areas, in my opinion. Yeah, but it's not really bad. So, skill floor, I'd say the skill floor for Battle Mage is honestly pretty low. I feel like anyone could pick up Battle Mage and pretty much start the game off. Like, this could be a pretty good first class if you're first playing the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. And the skill ceiling, I feel like it's more mid-tier. Like, Battle Mages don't seem to really have a lot going for them out of all the different magic classes. Like, they get cheaper destruction spells, essentially. Like, they get cheaper damage spells, mostly. And, like, okay, like, cheaper damage spells, that doesn't really matter once you get into the late game, where you have 100% spell absorption, so you can just cast Fireball at point blank range. Like, Yeah, sure, that does mean your battle mage by level 20 could deal 9,000 damage per cast and absorb 100% of it, so you get all of your spell points back, so you can deal 9,000 damage over and over and over again. However, dealing 4,000 damage instead and still one-shotting enemies that couldn't handle anywhere above 4,000 damage is just as good, since 9,000 damage doesn't give you like extra XP or anything. Like, it's not like you're going to get overkill XP like in Elden Ring, so the 9,000 damage is literally just overkill. And honestly, the lower spell point cost for damage spells isn't necessarily that great for the very late game. It is pretty decent for the early game, but honestly, when you get all these weapons, like, weapons do so much damage in this game, and just upgrading your agility enough, it allows you to just it trivialize just about every encounter with just weapons alone in this game. That damage spells are pretty much just great for late game, and for battle mages in particular, their bonuses are just kind of for late game. Um, so yeah, mid-tier skill ceiling, not really much of not really much skill is needed with battle mages, and there's not really much room for improvement, but definitely a solid 9 out of 10 class either way. It's definitely a pretty good class. Well, anyways, that's just my opinion. This has been your bro. I do believe that's going to be it for the rest of this episode. This has been your bro Frostbrute, and I think I'm going to catch you on the next one. Later!